Today I'm revisiting a video I made called Why I Don't Have a Composting Toilet. Lately I've been looking back at some of my old videos. In some cases I think pretty differently now. So over the next, I don't know, probably a couple of months, I'm going to revisit some of the videos I made early on and let you know what's changed, like what has evolved both gear-wise and also in my mind. Let's go check out my poop closet. I made last year. Biggest advancement since then, I know where the lens is on the iPhone now, so I can actually look at you when I'm talking to you. This was the second video I ever made, and it's part of the reason why I started a channel, because I really just had such a pet peeve about people. Like, everybody in the schooly world seemed to be spending $1,000 on these composting toilets, and I think they still are, actually, and that drove me crazy. It's a wonderful thing to have a composting toilet if you're composting. Most people traveling around the country in a school bus are not composting. It's kind of overkill if you're not. I had more than one person tell me, well, you know, I bag up my poop, I put it in the trash gets taken to the landfill, so that's basically composting, right? If you think that I'm not trying to judge you, but if you think that they're composting at the landfill, I would suggest that you just stop by a landfill and see, because a landfill is exactly that. It's a landfill. They're filling the land. They're taking a big hole and filling it with stuff, including your poop. And composting is a whole other thing. Composting involves taking an organic material, in this case, your poop, and through an aerobic process, speeding up the decay to turn it into fertilizer that can be used in a garden. So that sounds very noble and sustainable, and it is. The composting toilets people use in their bus conversions facilitate composting by starting the process on your poop of becoming humanure. It is the stuff that your poop turns into before it's composted, right? But if you're not taking that humanure and putting it in a composting pile for it to be broken down further, then basically, you know, if you're throwing it away, then basically you're throwing away a sack of poop, which is not good to use in the garden. I would venture to say it's not really good to use anywhere. It's a sack of poop. So if you're using $1,000 toilet to produce a sack of poop, if it makes you happy, great. Now, there is one way your composting toilet is actually helping the environment, and that is that it's not using water. And that's huge, because water is the most compromised resource in our world, right? So it's not using water, and that's terrific. But you don't have to spend $1,000 to get that. Here's what I was pooping in when I made that first video. It is a Thetford porta potty. Shortly after I made the video, now mind you, I didn't even have 50 subs at the time, but shortly after I made that video, I got contacted by Thetford, a woman from Thetford. She said they wanted to use it in all of their social media, but the problem was that in it, I was using these little Camco drop-ins that you put in, like, to deodorize. So she said, gosh, if you could substitute, if you could put Thetford in there, then we'd be good. She offered to pay me to do this. Okay, she was paying me in toilet chemicals, but hey, I need toilet chemicals and nobody else was paying me anything, so I took it, you know? So I sliced out Camco and I delivered the video to her, and she was happy, and they used it in their social media, but I didn't get a thank you, and I did not get any toilet chemical payoff. I didn't get anything. So I reached back out to this woman on Facebook from the same profile she contacted me from. I said, hey, where are my chemicals? And at first she mistook me for someone who was trying to sell her something, and she was completely rude to me. But then, you know, when I reminded her who I was, she said, this is my personal Facebook. So I sent a message on their Facebook page, and I asked them where the hell the chemicals were. And the person that responded to me took my address, and they sent me nothing. Never got anything. So today I have a whopping 2,600 subscribers to not recommend Thetford to. So if you're looking for a porta potty, Camco makes a few great ones. They were mean to me. or disrespectful. Let's just say that. Disrespectful of the time and energy that I put in to their free advertising. Basically, the porta potty is fine. It does use some water, but it uses so much less than a flush toilet. You're like dumping it in a flush toilet, so you bring the canister part into the restroom. You just dump it, and then you flush it. So I'm flushing the toilet like once every 5 days maybe, as opposed to every day. I also have a pee jar, and I dump that at the same time. And the reason you do that typically is because when you mix pee and poo together, you get a stink. If you don't mix them, then you're fine. And I was fine with that, completely fine. And then I was fine until one day. I walked into a Flying J truck stop and found that there was a line for the ladies' room. And I had to wait in line to get up to my place, and I went in the stall to dump. And when I did my thing, and I got real embarrassed. All of a sudden I had to do it little bits, glub, 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 because you could hear it everywhere. It was echoing. And when I came out, I could see on people's faces, nobody wanted to use the stall after me, So that was the first time I thought, this is maybe a little bit gross. So I changed it up. No, I did not get a composting toilet, though what I do have, I have seen described by people as a DIY composting toilet. It's not. Guys, composting toilets create compost, okay? If you had one in your house, you'd have a giant pit under it. You can't do that in a bus. How long do you think you have to keep your poop to make it into compost? It's human manure, if it's even that. It's probably just poop. Here's what I have now. It's the classic bucket toilet, the staple of vehicle dwellers ever since, I don't know, as long as there's been vehicles and people dwelling in them. I guess you can call it whatever you want, but it's not a composting toilet. Not a DIY composting toilet, nothing like it, but it is a dry toilet. 5-gallon bucket, toilet seat from the Walmart camping department that clips onto the rim of the bucket. They make it specifically for this purpose. A couple plastic trash bags. I double bag because I don't want to be dropping any poop anywhere. Some sort of absorbent medium. I usually use wood pellets. I usually get them at Lowe's because it's $4 for 20 pounds of them. Today I have cedar kitty litter, which I got at the grocery store, and it smells awesome. I also have a funnel and a jug. I'll put some more specifics in the description. See, I end up with a sack of poop too. The difference is mine costs me about $30. Actually, Camco has a kit on Amazon. It's a bucket with a seat and some bags for $22. I'll put that in the description below. And it's Camco, my new favorite company. I don't have to wait in line for the ladies' room. I can go to the dumpster out back and just drop my poop in. Though I try to be really considerate of where I put that poop bag. Like, it's not illegal to throw it away in a trash barrel. But think about how many people, like in the park, are dipping their hands into trash barrels to look for cans to turn in, especially now where people are struggling for money, right? I don't want some poor person reaching in to look for a can to be holding onto a poop bag. So I try not to throw it in places like that. Okay, Schoolie Scouts, I hope you enjoyed how I poop today. I happen to like it, but if you want to see how I used to poop, watch this one. I gotta be honest, the first video is funnier, so if you want to just have a little laugh, watch the first one. I'll see you the next time.